Destination Medical Center. Ever heard of that? On our town, we want to help bring understanding to this issue by thinking small. Let's break things down to get a better look.
Development for DMC will focus on 6 sub-districts. Today, Patrick Seeb of DMC fields our big question: what exactly are we going to discover in this sub-district? Welcome, Patrick.
I really love your approach,
breaking
it down, and making it small. Sometimes the idea of DMC is so big and overwhelming, people have a hard time getting their arms around it. And the idea of the 6 sub-districts is a way to break it down. And key to every sub-district is a great public space, So think of Peace Plaza, for example, which is part of Heart of the City, as a great public space. It's going to be improved upon, but similarly, these other sub-districts are going to have a great public place as a part of them.
Discovery Square.
So Discovery Square, Rochester is all about discovery.
Absolutely.
When you think about Mayo Clinic and the innovation and research and intellectual property coming out of Mayo, it is authentic for Rochester to say we're going to have a Discovery Square. And Discovery Square is all about really capitalizing on the knowledge, the talent, the innovation that comes out of Mayo and lots of other places. And what Discovery Square is saying, let's be intentional about that. Let's open our doors to the rest of the country to join us in this field of discovery and innovation.
So where is Discovery Square?
Discovery Square, you can think about it as a place.
It's a place in your mind.
And
it's a state of mind.
And it's a state of mind.
Okay.
And it's a state of mind. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So first of all, let's talk about it as a state of mind. It's recognizing that we have a lot of talent coming to Rochester that are innovators, that are the smartest and the brightest in their field. And what if we were to really take advantage of that and be intentional about turning those into new businesses, to diversify Rochester's economy? Why ship all of that new knowledge off to the West Coast or the East Coast for startup companies? What if we did that here locally? So one, it's a state of mind that says, let's be innovative and turn that innovation into new jobs and new startups here in Rochester. From a place point of view, it is really using the association with the Mayo campus. And many people don't know that there are buildings on the Mayo campus that are dedicated to research, that are chock full of researchers. And what we're trying to do is really take advantage of that, externalize that, build new buildings in this area just adjacent to the campus in downtown Rochester that becomes home to new startups, to venture capital companies, to early stage companies that are innovating, particularly around health sciences, health technology, and that's what Discovery Square is.
It's easy for me because it's in such an early stage, and for you as you built this, and you're placemaker, is that right?
That's right. Placemaking is a big part, yes.
Part of it, but it's easy for me anyway to think of all this as kind of like a Disney kind of entertainment, all these 6 different places, but you're talking about business. These are going to be places not like a theme park.
Yeah, the engine of the future of Rochester is Discovery Square. It is about jobs. It is about attracting talent and retaining talent. And the idea of placemaking, this goes to the point of it's not just about buildings. It's about creating a place where smart people from technology fields, smart people from cell therapy, smart people from other industries collide, if you will, with each other. Think about if you've attended and participated in Thursdays on First, which is this great melting pot of people from throughout the community, people from Mayo, people from the University of Minnesota Rochester, young people. It's this melting pot that creates all kinds of collisions, people who wouldn't otherwise see each other. And that's really, in a way, what placemaking is about. It's about creating places that are attractive to people. Economic development is creating an environment for jobs. Placemaking is a way of creating a place that's attractive for people that want to be there and will choose Rochester over all of the many options they have for their work and their science.
So I can appreciate that. I love Thursdays on First. I love the community that I feel in Rochester. I think a lot of people have questions, though, also about what exactly is happening with the buildings. You talked a little bit about some new construction, but that doesn't mean that some of the historic buildings that we are proud of here in Rochester are going away.
I'm so excited about, in Discovery Square, for example, a historic building on 4th Street, the Conley Mass building, is being repurposed for a business incubator, home to a tech startup, a tech company, not a startup company, a well-established company, a new restaurant that its theme is innovation.
Yeah.
Its theme is experimentation and innovation around food. And that's a historic building.
Absolutely.
Chateau Theater, for example, a historic building. It's going to be repurposed.
So history is part of place.
History is absolutely part of place.
Good point.
Absolutely.
And so will we see old buildings in all of these areas, all the 6?
I think from our point of view, we want to retain those historic assets as much as possible. And then there are plenty of places that are currently surface parking lots, for example. That would be perfect sites for construction, for building new buildings. So how do we repurpose historic assets? It creates a fabric. You think about historic 3rd Street and First Avenue and the walkability of that experience, and how do we retain that? How do we grow that? At the same time, new buildings are going to be built.
Well, I first met you 6 months ago when you first came around, and you look no worse for wear.
I'm more energized than even then. So thank you,
fantastic.
thank you.
Because it's a lot to juggle, I'm sure.
You know, there's so much enthusiasm and so much energy and so much opportunity here in Rochester. It's I see it every day, and it's really rewarding and affirming and exciting for me.
It is definitely an exciting time.
Yeah.
Certainly, and hey, we're just about out of time, but everybody's been talking about it. The news yesterday that Prince passed away, and as a broadcast here for southeastern Minnesota, it's hitting all the folks down here too, and songs we've loved. And you came from St. Paul area, memories of his music at all?
Yeah, it was a very proud day in St. Paul, and I was there at the time when St. Paul's Jazz Festival, a great jazz festival in Lowertown in St. Paul, in the historic district of Lowertown, and unannounced and with no pretension about it, Prince showed up, walked the crowd, wanted to hear the music. He was not on stage, he was not set to perform, he just wanted to be there. And that's my memory of Prince. That's how I think about him as somebody who just loved music and didn't need to be on stage to be enjoying it.
And like him or not, I mean, most did, but you know, he really put Minnesota on the map too.
He did, and he was a hometown hero for many, many people.
I was traveling internationally last summer, and when I was trying to explain where I was from, when I finally realized if I said Prince, people from around the world sort of knew where that was.
Thanks, Patrick.